Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Nedzu here. Now, I've talked quite a lot about kind of my experiences on drugs over on Twitter, but I've never really gone into depth every drug I've taken, how it felt, if it was really what I thought it would be, etc. And I saw some people do similar videos to this, and to be honest, their videos completely banged, so I'm stealing their idea.
Know that I smoke my weed, ain't no MC smoking me. Mom keeps praying I put this down.
So yeah, let's start off with the first drug I ever took, and the only drug I still take to this day, weed. The first time I smoked weed, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it. I think it was mainly because one, like when you smoke weed for the first time, it's very recommended to not do it outside. It's recommended to be in your house, because to be 100, my main problem was we was in the middle of a fucking field. The grass was all wet, so we had to be standing up, we had to be moving, and already I was like mega stoned because it was my first time smoking. I didn't really have a tolerance yet, so I was kind of in this like mega stoned mood where like I'm not even, like, I wouldn't say I whiteyed, but like I was just really like shit, like I was fried. And I remember we just walked around for a bit. I was waffling the entire time. I remember just waffling to my mates. I didn't actually try weed for like another year. I tried when I was like 13 on a field. A year later, I was about 14. I tried it mainly because like people were pressuring me. A few friends were like pressuring me into trying it again, saying that I just had a bad experience. And I'll be honest, the second time I had it, I actually like had a good time. I just chilled with friends. We were inside at his house, so we were more just like, we were just chatting, you know, talking, having fun, having a laugh. And it was more enjoyable, probably the most enjoyable drug of them all, because I didn't go shit-faced. I didn't have a bad experience. I just kind of sat there talking to my friends, and after that I became a full-time stoner, and now we've gotten to where I am today.
What's that shit you been smoking?
K2. The next one is K2, Spice, whatever you want to fucking call it. Now, obviously, most people will say the exact same thing I'm going to say. It's a harsh fucking drug. I don't mean harsh of how it fucks you up. It tastes really fucking harsh. What I mean by harsh is it's very hard on the throat. I'll be honest, I coughed quite a lot. It was very, it was nothing like weed. It was onto the level where it didn't taste nice. It tasted really fucking bad. And when I was high, it didn't feel real. It felt very, am I really high? I also fell into like a panic attack halfway through because I was like, oh wait, shit, I'm on Spice. That's probably not like the safest thing to be spending my time on. Well, I don't know why I took it at the end of the day. It was the only time I ever took Spice. You shouldn't take Spice. You should never take Spice. I think I have taken it again. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I've smoked laced bud before because I had a very similar experience while smoking weed. But really, it was just kind of a fake high. I was very nervous. I felt also really sick afterwards. Like, I threw up quite a bit. I never touched Spice ever again after that. As I said, I might have accidentally smoked some lace weed, but again, I don't know. But by the way, don't take this video, go do drugs. Do not do drugs. I spend a shit ton of money on weed. Way too much fucking money on weed, so I wouldn't even recommend smoking weed. It also isn't very good for people under the age of 25 to be taking. It stops you being able to develop as a human, so to be 100, you shouldn't be smoking weed. And if you do not smoke sativa, smoke indica, or just don't smoke any THC and just smoke CBD.
Lay back in the grass looking up at marshmallow cloud.
But anyway, let's move on to probably the worst but fun. I don't know. So I'm a very fearful person. I have anxiety. And one thing what I think everyone will say about LSD is it takes advantage of that. I already knew this was going to happen. Like, my friends warned me this would happen. They said that, James, you're going to have a horrible trip because of your anxiety. You're not going to like it. But I still wanted to take it just to try it. I remember I took one tab. Not a lot. Like, again, just one tab. And I saw like a bunch of spiders and shit. It was weird. It was very, I knew that it wasn't real, but it still scared the fuck out of me. Halfway through, I started to have these voices in my head telling me to do another tab. I didn't, because I wasn't an idiot, but like, they were telling me to do other stuff, what I was slightly believing. They were telling me to like jump, and I would jump. a lot of people, they go on this whole thing like, yeah, man, it went like blue, then it went green. To be 100, I don't actually remember that much about it. I was fucked as it is. On like, it was a bad trip. I started to see a lot of spiders. I started to think that like I had a hamster, but I've never owned a hamster in my life. And I remember talking to my friend about a hamster, even though I've never owned a hamster in my life. Yeah, I saw a lot of spiders and shit, and bugs, stuff like that. Shit I don't like. And I remember like after it, I genuinely thought there was like a tarantula in my room from like my trip. It was really funny. Obviously, I'm just repeating what my friends told me, because to be 100, I think most people will say this, I do not remember a thing. I remember the spider part and the voices in my head, just because I've been reminded about it for so long from just friends and all of that.
What is DMT? Dimensional mind travel. The devil might trap you.
DMT. A fucking... To be honest, if you're ever going to do a psychedelic, I'd recommend DMT. The trip time, I'm pretty sure is like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. It's not a long trip. So, if you do have a bad trip, I didn't have a terrible trip, but I didn't have an amazing trip. Like always, when I take drugs, the only drug I've never been scared taking is weed, but drugs will always have the risk of overdosing. I'm quite scared on. On LSD, I wasn't scared because you can't overdose on LSD, but I was there's a lot of people who talk about being stuck in your trip stays forever. That was the only thing I was scared about with LSD. For DMT, I knew nothing about it. To this day, I know nothing about it. I didn't research it. I still haven't researched it, so I don't even know if you can overdose on DMT. So I was scared because I knew nothing about it. All I knew was that my friend told me the trip lasted 10 minutes, and I was like, sure. I didn't even know what it was when he offered it to me. And I remember vaporizing it, and it was just weird. Like, most people go, wow, man, it was colorful. Yeah, I tripped, bro, but it was nothing like that. I thought my dog was next to me. When my dog was downstairs, I was stroking the fucking air. I was acting like a fucking lunatic. I was yelling at my friend, thinking that he was across the room, when in reality, he was right fucking next to me. And it was just altogether a really fucking shitty but good high. I wouldn't say that I'm gonna do it again, but if I had my gun pointed at my head and I was forced to do LSD, spice, or DMT, I'm doing DMT.
The ketamine king, and I am the man who puts the nut in your peanut butter and jam.
Ketamine. This one doesn't even have to be long. I don't even have to go in detail. I don't remember ketamine that well. All I know is that I went fucking crazy. I went on this, like, I looked like a fucking crackhead. I did a line of it, and I remember I was just fucked. I remember walking around screaming, ripping my shirt off. It was an expensive shirt as well. I ripped off my fucking Champion t-shirt, what I actually kind of liked. I liked Champion, and it wasn't too expensive, but it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap. So yeah, I fucked up my t-shirt. My friends thought I genuinely was gonna fucking die. And yeah, it wasn't the greatest. I felt like shit. It was just shit. It was probably the worst experience out of all of them. I went fully insane. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I did it around random people, I might have actually hurt someone, because I was fucking... My friends luckily knew to stay away from me, be careful, because I was just being an idiot. I remember lighting my eyebrows on fire with my lighter and trying to light my hair on fire. Luckily, my lighter ran out of gas and I couldn't, but it was just such a fucking terrible experience on top of that. Now... Ecstasy. Now, I haven't talked about ages in this because I'm ashamed of how young I was, but I'm just going to say this. I'm actually happy. I did Ecstasy when I was just around 15. Just turned 15. It was like the week of my birthday, and I was hanging with friends. I took an Ecstasy pill, and the rest is history. I remember a lot of people overdose on Ecstasy. It's a very dangerous drug. So I was fucking shitting myself. I will tell you this. I was fucking shitting myself. I honestly, this was the scariest one, because Ecstasy, I know people who have like witnessed overdoses. I know people who have almost died doing ecstasy. So ecstasy was a very scary drug for me to try. I remember I was in a very weird mood. I was at a friend's house and I remember dancing, but there was no music on. There was no music on. I was just dancing and being an idiot. I also was in this very like horny mood. I wouldn't say I was horny, I was just stupid. I was doing stupid shit. I remember trying to make out with his sister's plastic head she had for like makeup and hairdressing and all of that. I was legit full out having a fucking make-out sesh with like one of those plastic head things what they do hair cutting on. It was fucking whack. The lesson to this video is, guys, do not be a fucking idiot. Do not do any of these drugs. I'm happy that I've done these drugs because now I know not to fucking ever touch them. Ecstasy, do not fucking do. I'm gonna say that to everyone here. Never sit there and say, hey, Netsu did ecstasy, he's pretty cool. No, ecstasy is a fucking disgusting drug. Honestly, I'd rather you guys go out and become alcoholics than do ecstasy. Ecstasy is terrible. Obviously there's a few other drugs what I could go over, but I just want to go over the main drugs. Obviously there's shit what I want to go over, but I don't really want to let everyone know the shitty stuff I've done. So I'm just going to go over the ones what I don't care about telling. Maybe we'll make a part 2 and I'll go over the other drugs what I'm very ashamed about because I was a fucking retard. But anyway, that's Netsu. Please like the video, subscribe, join my Discord, and peace.
What's that shit you been smoking?
K2, K2, K2.
Pass it over here, baby.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.